So I'm just chilling, and Kitty has decided my boob is a perfect place to take a nap. Is it comfy? She's so goddamn cute. Where my pride. Hello, 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 everybody. My name is Yashiroreaper, and welcome to the stream. Hopefully, I can get all this jank working. Welcome to my live stream. Hello, hello, everybody. Turn on the lights, the puck lights, so that you guys can see my face. Anyways, thank you. Today we're going to be doing what I almost always have been doing. Sorry, my hyperfixation has kicked into full gear. But I've also fixed up my hair. I cut my hair on like Sunday, and it wasn't doing the proper what I wanted it to do, so when I took a shower a few days later, I basically was like, fuck it, I'm going to fix this. And took a pair of scissors and went snip, 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 and fixed it up. Now it's perfect for beanies, which is exactly what I wanted. When I was cutting my hair, I was like, I want to be able to put on a beanie and just have my bangs hanging out. Because before it was down to like here, and I could put it back in my M buns, but I wasn't liking that anymore, so this is way better. And I've gelled it after I showered, and then just it's getting the perfect flop, which is what I wanted. So I'm also wearing a beanie today. I've been wearing a beanie all day today. I was just like, beanie today. Anyways, we're going to be doing some Transformers fan art. This is also based on this fucking part of the comics where fucking Overlord comes in and fucking wrecks everybody's shit because he's Overlord. And yeah, also, like, I had this weird moment where I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm on social media and I have followers, but like, a local place is called the Culture Market, and like they have the best sapoas. The sapoas. If you don't know what sapoa is, it's a Filipino steam bun. They are delicious. They also got like this cafe that has really good vegan options, especially for me who's lactose intolerant and a lot of things upset my poor belly. So I like going there. And then they also have really good Indian food. Like, oh, it's so good. I love going there. I haven't gone there recently, mostly because, like, we're back in red right now in my area. So, like, technically we're almost in full lockdown, but, like, schools are still open and shit. Just, like, no restaurants are open, and, like, no activity centers are open, all the gyms are closed, that kind of shit. So I haven't gone in a while, but, like, I kind of want to go back in. Especially, I find it weird that they followed me. I'm like, ugh! I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel that this place I love to go to that's local followed me on social media. Like, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know how, but they followed me, and I don't know how to feel about that because I have a feeling the poor person who probably runs that social media thing, as soon as they'd see my content, they'd be like, what the fuck is this? Why have we decided to follow this? And I feel bad. So yeah, I did like the sketch part of this earlier today, because I don't know why, it just kind of hit me. I was like, I want to prepare, I was going to basically just get like some files going for it and be like, okay, this is like the thing I want to draw today, just pull it up. And then I was like looking at this one, I'm like, well, I want to like jot down the idea kind of thing, so I was like, fuck it, I'll doodle it until I get like the framework I want, and now I'm like, cool. So this is going to be the first thing on stream. So I pulled up something else, well, like literally like 5 minutes before the stream I started pulling up other things that I wanted to draw. And I just remembered like a ship that I haven't drawn yet. So I was like, fuck it. We're going to draw this ship and it's going to be great. I also forgot to open reference images. Good job, brain! Good job, brain. So, TF. Cute. Good work. Okay, we'll do this one, and I'll just take off the color filter over top. Yeah, you can disappear. There. If you don't know, this is my OC, a Stargazer. She's from my fanfic. Feels weird saying that. I know she's from my fanfic. TF Youngling, basically. And the whole fanfic idea is that it's different universes of where this Youngling character who I've created, named Stargazer, and, like, the family she creates. And, like, this is More Than Meets the Eye, which, if you've ever read More Than Meets the Eye, you know shit goes down in that series. So I was like, yeah, like, she's gonna have some shit happen to her. It's not gonna be okay. As I always say, I am very much, when I write stories, I'm very much a hurt and comfort gal. Like, you come to me looking for fanfics, you might leave a bit crying, okay? I'm sorry. That is my goal. But I will always say this, is that even if I make you cry, I always make sure to give the characters a happy ending. The way to that happy ending is full of shit, because that's how life is, folks. Life hurts you. Life can be painful, but life is also beautiful. That sounds way, way too holiday cardy and wise for what I'm doing, but hey. I've been through a lot of shit in my life. And, yeah. Also, like, I don't know how to feel about the culture market following me. I don't know how to feel about it at all. I'm like, Because, like, number one, it's local. But, like, if they, like, weirdly, like, not saying this would fucking happen, but, like, if someone was like, hey, we like your stuff, and we, like, they do art displays, I wouldn't know how to feel about that! Oh, I wouldn't know how to feel about that, or they're like, hey, we like your stuff, like, maybe you could do, like, we see you're a streamer, like, maybe you could do, like, an event for us, and I'm like, Not that it would ever happen, but my brain goes to these places, okay? Because my brain hates me. Yeah, mental health struggles, my brain hates me. Need to get down to, like, 5. You're down to 5. Also, anyone, like, wondering, like, Yashi, why are you doing this? I'm not good for that references. Like, a lot of my art involves reference work. Because, like, drawing is hard. Like, I think the only character that's really not used off a reference in this image is, well, my character. But I made her! It's easier for me to understand how to draw her. Because I made her. Like, part of her design was literally what I could draw at the time. Like, a lot of her early design was basically on what I knew my art capabilities were. And then just kind of, yeah. A lot of her stuff was whether I could draw it or not. Or, like, even, like, hope to draw it. That became a lot of her details in the drawing for her. Just became stuff that was easy to draw, and that's why she's, like, made of simple shapes. That's why when I'm, like, drawing the More Than Meets the Eye stuff, I get, like, super weird, because I'm like, ugh! This is not, like, my forte. Like, I do not do detailed art, and they're very detailed characters. which is great. I love it, but like I'm terrible with it. So I'm like trying my best here. I'm sorry. There. By the way, yes, this is terrible. I use the line tools a lot, especially for like hyper detailed characters, where I'm like, yeah, I need the ability to draw your lines, so I'm just gonna use a tool. Now people are like, well, yeah, it's fine, it makes sense. Not everyone can draw this shit. I know. Straight lines are definitely not my forte. So I end up using the tool a lot. Sometimes I feel like I rely on it a bit too much, but like, if I tried to draw this freehand, I would hate my life. Reference, yeah, he's got, yeah, it's like a pillar thing, so it's not the brain. I love this Lo-Fi Cafe playlist I found. I really like that. So far it hasn't been claimed, so that's really good. Overlord has that creepy face, the always smiling a bit too fucking wide kind of deal. I think it's got a down face to it. Yeah. I also have other references for his character design. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a down and that goes across. Yes, okay. My brain is fried. Yeah. thing I love about, if you've ever read more than meets the eye, then you know, like, how fucking gay that fucking comic book is. It's so gay. The gays live there. But, like, it was also one of the first Transformers properties that really, like, was... I think it was the first, actually. It was either, like, one of the first, or, like, the first that... I think it was the first, like, one that was, like, explicit, like... These characters are gay! There is no hidden subtext. These characters are gay. He's got red optics, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's got red. So I'll give him like a deeper red. Purple? People. Just a little bit of... There. Just a little bit. Back here, erase the corners that are sticking out. Make him look extra creepy. And of course, he's got... This mech is a fucking nightmare. But I also love, like, when people give him voices, because, like, the voices people have come up with for this character are all, like, so perfect, because he's an asshole, and he needs an asshole voice, and people give him, like, this kind of almost refined tone. Like, it's almost refined, and it's kind of weird, but it really works for his character. Should be above. Yes, do your save and recovery. But, like, this whole arc is fucked. This guy is fucked as a villain. Like, he's one of those... Like, remember if you've... Am I kidding? Everyone's fucking seen The Dark Knight. You know in The Dark Knight where, what's Batman's butler's name? Pennywise. Or Pennyworth. Is, like, describing, like... Fuck, what is he? Oh yeah, it's describing, like, this jewelry thief he met. And he's like, some men just want to watch the world burn. This is one of those characters that they just want to see the fucking world burn. Overlord doesn't care about anything. He just wants to be here for a good time. He wants to kill things. He wants to brutalize them. He is here to cause mayhem and nothing else. There's nothing else that this man cares about. Just causing as much pain and suffering as he possibly can. If you don't know anything like about my OCs and stuff, Stargazer is in this universe. I think I have her a bit older age. depending on the universe, she fluctuates in age, but usually she is no older than, I believe, what the Cybertronian equivalent to like a 7-year-old is. Like, she is very young throughout every fucking universe. And like this one, she's from a world where she was kind of forced to grow up in a lot of different ways, but then she ends up in this universe where like a lot of the time they're trying to like shelter her from a lot of things, and then this happens and they're like, shit, like this is the worst thing that happens like in the early part of the story. So this is like her first real encounter in the world with horror and despair. So it like becomes like a huge turn point in everything, where they're just like, this whole mission is, something's not going right here. Like the original storyline, very much like from the beginning, the ship has moments where they're like, oh shit, like shit has hit the fan, like this is not like, this was supposed to be more of a lackadaisical kind of, it wasn't supposed to be a danger run. Like, if you ever heard the song Barrett's Privateers, searching for American gold, shed no tears. Like, it was that kind of, like, this wasn't really supposed to end like that, start out like this. And, like, this is one of the first really bad, like, this is one of the first moments where they're like, shit, things are going bad, things are going very bad. And this is like Star's first encounter, especially on the ship, with something going horribly wrong. And like because of this, like one of the bigger things that happens in the series happens, which is like Drift being kicked off the ship because, well, they want someone to blame for this. And since, well, the real person to blame, I don't think they're alive anymore. I don't think so anyways. I'm not entirely sure. But like, this is one of those moments where they're like, he's like, my ship is either going to survive this or not, and the only way for us to kind of like survive this is to blame it on someone. And there's one person that they want to blame it on. Because, well, in the end of the day, they all know that he bought the ship. So if anything dangerous is on the ship, he obviously should have known about it. So they like banish Drift. And like that's a big hurdle for her at the beginning, because she's like, this is my uncle. And then she's like, we have to send him away. And he's like, yeah, he's gonna get banished. And like if we kept him here, it wouldn't end well for him. Like, as much as this sucks, this is what has to be done. And she's like, I don't understand. Like, why do we have to send him away? It's no one's fault. And he's like, yeah, but they need someone to blame. And they're going to blame him. And that's like one of those things where I'm just like, I find this shit endlessly fascinating, okay? This is like her first real brush with everything. This is also like the first time I write it anyways, that Rodimus uses his ability. Because if you don't know, like in Rodimus and a few other characters in like Transformers universe have like specially kind of power-y deals. They're called outlier abilities, basically. So, like, if you know any of the Transformers lore, you've probably heard of like characters like Skywarp, who can teleport. That's an outlier ability. Like other things like that. This is the first time like Star sees Rodimus's outlier ability. Because he's like, wait, fuck. Overlord has my little girl. Like in all the A's for her story, I usually have someone that's like, you know what, this is my child. Like the original universe, it's Ratchet, who's at first is like, this is my kid. Like, hello, this is my child, and if anything happens to them, like, that's his thing. Was that like, this is his child. We have done pretty well here. There. I think this is looking pretty good. Now we're going to move on to the next stage, which is coloring. Hi, Biscuit. This in for some color reference from Roddy. Hi, baby. My cat is currently nuzzling my ankle like, Mommy, Mommy, love me, pay attention to me. I have woken up, so that must mean you must pay attention. Love me, Mommy. Love me, say that you love me, kitty baby, I love you dearly, come on, sit your butt up here. Come on, baby, you want to be serenaded, is that what you want? Irabata nahoruele, irabata nahoruele, irabata nahoruele, mahoni sanarchu, garvachin jestu, storish mi shodzi o protesarchu, yam vaik mi verbata, et shibunju no kashikumara, samochikuichi, atruanatambe. Irabata nahoruele, irabata nahoruele, irabata nahoruele, mahoni sanachu, karvachin jahishtu. If anyone doesn't know, that is my bad Gaelic. I am not fluent in Gaelic. I haven't really been taught Gaelic since I was a little girl, but I know like a few songs in like butchered Gaelic. And that is one of them that I know in butchered Gaelic was Firabata, which the translation for that literally means "Oh boatman." Basically, it's like a fisherman's song. I remember being taught it when I was really young. It kind of stuck. Another one was I remember that one a lot. Or aren't you coloring? Don't do this to me. Why aren't you coloring? Pen. Am I gonna have to do this thing again? program again because the feature crashed. So much shit you do when you're an artist, where you're just like, it's crashed again. Software starting. I think I left it in my background too long without doing anything to it, and now it's like, we no longer wish to work, and I'm like, fuck you. I require you to work. I'm realizing as I'm going through this is that for this to work properly, no, it's fine like that. Brain, why are you doing this? Like, the next thing Roddy does in this scene is that, like, if you know Rodimus is, as I was saying earlier about outlier abilities. Sorry, my brain is everywhere. Outlier abilities. Like, after this, Rodimus uses his, which is he can light his entire fucking body on fire. And, like, this is something that Star is like, what did my, like, what happened? What did my guardian just do? I think it's, like, not long after this that she kind of starts calling Rodimus her carrier. It's either like a little bit before this or like right after, like in the aftermath or during this fight that she's like, yep, this is my new parent. And if you don't know, like, the Cybertronian word for mom, which is it's a fandom word basically, carrier, and that's the like word I'm using. Like, she's like, okay, yeah, this is officially, like, this Rodimus is my carrier. And she calls him that. And it's not long either before or after this scene. This is like a change in dynamic area in her life. Because her real creators are gone. They died when she was very young. And she still has, like, fond memories of them. Because she was put into stasis not long after, but, like, she's very, very much, for a lot of the early parts of her story, she's very much still, these are my creators, and I don't know how to say or react to anyone else. Like, these are the people that created me, and I love them, and now they're gone. That kind of deal. Got to draw her servo. Back to coloring. You ever do that where you're like, oh, I'll finish that part in a minute, and you don't? And you're like, oh shit, I forgot to do that one part that I said I would save for later. I did that with a hand. Yeah, good job, Yashi. You forgot to draw a hand. Star is like such a sweet little being here. somebody that creates Stargazer. I think I created her back in like 2013, 2014-ish. That's when I first started like rating her character and that kind of detailed stuff. It's all the way back then. She's like an old OC of mine. Not my oldest OC. Now that goes to the, I think, 4 of my webcomic characters that went back to like, I think I came out with the basic concept for them back in like 2009. I can get the colors I use. I'll use this one, because this one's adorable. I can't remember like when I drew this piece, like originally. I redrew it not that long ago and I fucking loved it. It's an adorable piece. Also, yes, if you're wondering why I'm coloring the teeth, it's so that I can do this part a bit easier. Our boy Overlord. By boy, I mean bastard rat bastard. He's a fucking prick. And I hate him. But as a villain, he is fantastic. Like, so many people have done fan animations for this guy. I think one of my favorite ones was when they, like, compared him to, like, Ulster from the Team Forster. Fucking Hellsing Abridged, and it was perfect. Hello. What are you doing? No, you can't get mad at me. What are you doing? Well, you see, I was minding my own business. Bullshit! What, I was? And what exactly happened while you were minding your own business? Well, you see how these schmucks get in my door. One of them said, get on your knees. And I said, I'm not your mother last night. And they took exception to that. And I killed all but one of them. What happened to the other one? Pushed out like a bitch. On the bright side, I don't have to order room service. Stargazer has more of a lighter colored faceplate. She's a very sweet baby. is a very cute little thing. If you're wondering, like, why is this big fucking asshole choking around? Because he's evil. This guy's a dick. I think this is the arc, like, where people got revealed, like, a lot of gay shit. I think it was this arc, yeah. Because this was the arc where they, like, really introduced the fact that, like, two of the main cast that have been in the comic the longest were, like, gay for each other. I mean, it was kind of obvious to, like, anyone who understands when they have to use gay subtext. Sarah's a very sweet little bean. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what else has been going on. There hasn't really been much. Like we're in red. I've been ordering way too much takeout because my life is in shambles. I can't seem to muster up the energy to eat. Especially like breakfast foods. Like I have two options for breakfast usually. I either have toast or I have oatmeal, and I didn't have toast this morning because I haven't bought bread in a bit because I haven't been working at my other job, which is where I usually buy my bread. And I'm kind of wary to leave the house when we're in like a high-risk zone. I am normally anyways during this pandemic where if I don't have to leave the house, I try not to. So it's like I can put off buying bread for another day. I should have bought bread. Then I ended up buying takeout for breakfast. Since I didn't want to eat anything really bad like McDonald's, I ended up ordering from this kind of fancier, further away restaurant and had avocado toast. It was delicious. It had like poached eggs on it, and a bit of cheese, and I can't remember what the green was. And it had some home fries on the side. It was good. It was very good. But like, I definitely should not have been spending that money. It's not gonna hurt my budget, but like, I could have saved that money and I probably should have, so bad brain. Girl is precious beyond means. I love working on her story and stuff. It's like 98% of what I end up like when I'm thinking about stuff at work, because that's what I do. It's usually her stories that come up in my head. Occasionally be my webcomic characters, occasionally be other stuff, but 98% of the time it's her stories that come into my brain. Because number one, this is my current hyperfixation, and number two, she's my bean. dear, I don't know why I'm not that talky today, probably because my brain's fried. Brain's like, you handled a new menu this week at your my main job, so my brain's like, okay, we're done. Peace out. I'm like, but I need you. It's like, no. Brain says no today. Sometimes you just gotta be like, okay, that's fine, brain. Could turn this background into like a lighter green tone. That should help me be able to tell where I'm coloring. Yeah, pro art tip. If you want to know exactly like what coloring you're doing at the same time, especially if it's lighter colors, do your background a ridiculous shade. Usually like a brighter neon-y color, something opposite to what you're mostly coloring. It'll help you be able to tell if you're coloring outside the lines or not. Or at least that's the trick I use. For the most part, it works. I was talking about this like during my last streams, but like thinking about applying to college now. Like I know things aren't gonna go exactly back to normal. Like the vaccine's going around. And also I don't want to keep putting my life on hold because I don't want to deal with certain things. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to apply to my college. And I'm taking early childhood education. And I feel like that there are some parts where definitely we'll be able to do it online, but there are also other things where we can't do it online. So I'm going to apply to my local community college and go to school for that. Then I'll have like a career set ahead of me. Like my mom's like, I started working at like managerial things at like a local store, like small goods store. And like, my mom's like, oh, maybe you could do that, because my sister was a manager for years. And she's like, maybe that's your thing. And I'm like, no, I hate every second of this. I don't want to do this at all. I'm doing it right now because I need money. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, Mom, I'm sorry, but like, this is not for me. I need to pull up the reference picture for Overlord so I can get his colors. There it is. He's got a lot of white. It's a very ugly color. So a lot of that is blue. His head, his shoulders. Kitty, what are you doing? Are you nuzzling my leg again? Kitty, inorian mi clay monguru rusharida in vaishanava avrivenyo asis fe tovir girese ingrana sanyaro surushi kowe yagyu sarmahoru nåd me, even jag, I can vasuva. Oh, look at this ugly bastard. Oh, kitty, you're up in your tower now? I don't know if you guys can like see the cat tower. I know like when I first started streaming with the new cat tower, and like you can definitely see my cat just chilling back there and do her own thing. I think it's the cute thing to have in my streams. If I'm still looking, but like not that hard. But I am looking for like a 1-bedroom place so I can have a bit more room. I don't want to move in with roommates. Ugh, roommates are added stress in my mind. Like, it'd be different if it's like someone I really knew. Like, I knew I'd get along with them and I knew we weren't gonna do bullshit things, but like, those are hard to find. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just live alone. I regret it sometimes. Like, I'm hoping to get a 1-bedroom, and then when I stream, I keep my cat out because, like, she's gotten more used to it over time, but she definitely, like, sometimes is like, Mom, are you okay? You're being more loud than normal. And then she'll, like, nip at my ankles. So I'm like, okay. Because that's what she does, like, my cat is also, like, my emotional support animal. So when I get, like, really not feeling too good in the head, her little nips are actually very helpful to me and, like, help me get out of those kind of funks. But, like, at the same time, they're not fun when I'm not in a funk. So I'm like, kitty, please. But, like, very good. Like, when I first got her, I was not doing the best. And over time, it's gotten better. But, like, even still, like, now, she's very comforting to me. Because if you don't know, I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So I get stressed very easily, and things upset me. And when she's around, I feel way better about a lot of it. So I've just been like, yeah, this is my cat, and she helps me through a lot of things. Because she's my kitty, and I love hers. This is a surprisingly, like, comforting blue color for how evil this fucking bastard is. Like, my bitch. Why do you have, like, such a comforting blue? I'll use this darker blue to shadow in the back. Some people, like, the fandom that shut up a lot, especially when this comic was going around, was, like, awesome. I fucking loved it. I followed this comic for a while and was buying the big volumes every time a new big volume was released. I was like, it's mine! And now I'm trying to recollect the last of bits of it that I didn't get. And it's getting pretty, I'm, like, trying to buy them in order. Like, the next one I need is currently out of stock, but the last time it was in stock, it was over $100. And I was like, ugh. I really want this, but I don't want to spend over $100 for it. Ugh. So I'm, like, in that weird space where I'm like, I really don't like digital comic books. I'm sorry. I hate them. I will always stick by the Stan Lee quote from a documentary, which is like, nothing can ever replace the feeling of holding a comic book in your hands and pulling apart the pages. And I will stick to that. And as much as I could easily buy them digitally, I do not want to. Although I might have to admit defeat at some point and buy them digitally, but then there'd only be one way for me to read it, and like it's not something I could be a pain in the butt. And I'd really rather not. Like the only way to buy it, I believe, is through Kindle, and I don't use Kindle. So I'm like, download another app on my phone to just be able to read my comic book, and I don't know if I want to do that. So is that the inner one or the outer? Outer. Okay. That's kind of my weird highlight of the day. I was getting followed by the local cultural market. I was like, why have you followed me? I do not know how to respond to this. Other than to be slightly weirded out. White, except for the purple outfit. Even the underneath, yeah, all that's white. But yeah, like a lot of artists that love this fandom, like especially this part of the fandom, are so talented. I've seen so many good like actual animations. I don't care if they're like a minute long. I've seen actual animations of like comic panels or like putting like Overlord things where he's speaking, and it's like so fucking beautiful, and I love it. Like the group of people that fell in love with this show or this comic book really became really talented artists, and they're all beautiful artists, and I love it. And I feel that because I'm not that skilled in the art of this stuff. Like it was only like a few years ago that I actually started to try to actually draw Transformers. For a lot of years I just was like, I can't draw this, I'm never gonna try to draw it. Because when I was first learning how to draw, I learned to draw by basically drawing anime and only drawing anime. And then it slowly drifted into slightly more cartoony kind of style-y anime stuff, but it's still very heavily anime oriented. And then I just was like, yeah, I'm not gonna even try. Then I branched out in Undertale, and I got slightly like learned some skills from that. And then I started trying to draw my fandom, like Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't draw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that much, mostly because I felt, as much as I still love that series, and it's definitely one of my favorite things, like, I'm not as big into it as I used to be. Like, still, like, if anyone hands me anything Transformers related, I'm like, yes, I love this. But I'm not, like, as big, like, where I'm like, oh my god, this is, I need to consume all of this media all at once. It's not that big of a thing for me anymore. But I still love it. Like, I literally... Right now, at my desk area, I'm planning to put more stuff here, but for right now, I've got I've got a My Melody, I've got Mochi Kitty, I've got, well, two Mochi Kitties, one's Sakura themed. Then I've got, up on my microwave stand, currently have a Michelangelo plush, Valentine's Day edition. I've got my two, they're not Funko Pops, but like they're the ones that you turn the head and like it has a different expression. I've got Starscream Bumblebee. I've got my little cat collection and my bootleg Simba. I've got my Rainbow Llama and my Gengar. But I'm also planning to put some of my other TMNT stuff here. I just ran out of room. I tried to put too many things on my desk area. I was actually planning to like have my desk in my new apartment where my desk, and then I had all my figure stuff right next to it. Like a little bit further away, I've got my Raphael beanie. Yeah, it's a Beanie Baby. He's round and he's adorable, and I love him. Yeah, I think that's pretty close to the color. I was wondering, yes, I do change back to a different pen when I do shading, mostly because I used to use like the marker setting. Then in the most recent updates, I think with Clip Studio Paint or something, I don't know, the blur function I used to use to soften the lines went away and like no longer worked the way it used to. So now I've like adapted because I was like, oh, I can't use my like shader function, so now I'm just gonna lower the opacity and use this tool because it lets me make a bit finer lines. Because I either wanted the lines to like slowly fade away or I want them to be a bit sharper. This lets me do them a bit sharper, but I did prefer the other way. But I don't know how to get that effect back, so I'm like, oh, whatever. So this is just going to have to be my new way for doing lines, and I don't like it the best, but it works. It gets the job done, and we're moving on. One of my coworkers, actually, she has stuff that's on display in the culture market. And, like, I showed her one of my drawings, and she's like, oh my god, I don't know how you do that. I'm like, I don't know how you do whatever the fuck you do. Like, I'm not good at homemade crafts at all. Like, crafts are not my thing. I'm terrible when it comes to that stuff. Like, very, very terrible. I think, like, the best thing I can do, where it's, like, kinda crafty, is I can sew. I can sew. And I don't even mean I sew pretty, I just mean I can sew something and make, like, I can do repairs on stuff fairly good. And, like, make sure it doesn't, like, rip apart instantly. Like, that's the kind of shit I'm good at. Like, if someone gave me a step-by-step, here's how you do it, I probably could, but I'd hate every second of it. Because I'm not good with instructions, as you can tell by my cat tower, which is currently missing 3 parts. That I didn't know where they went, so I just gave up. Anyways, they were ramp bits, so it would have made it bigger than it already is, so I was like, eh, fuck it. It's not gonna murder it to not have these parts, so I'm just gonna pretend they don't exist. And my cat still loves it, so I don't really care. Kitty, what are you doing? She's like, Mama, love me. Mama, love me. Mama, love me, please love me now. I miss you so much. I want to frown. Ah, 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 mama love me. Kitty, if I sing to you, will you feel better? Kitty, my darling. I'm trying to think of a song. It's really hard to think of songs off the top of my head when I'm like currently being nuzzled by a kitty. Kitty, what are you doing? I love your silly little face. You're the cutest in the world. I love you. If I am lost for a day, try to find me. And if I don't come back, then I won't look behind me. And all of the things I have thought were so easy are now harder and harder to breathe. I dreamed I was dying, as I so often do. And when I awoke, I was sure it was true. I went to the window, threw my head to the sky, and said, whoever is out there, please don't let me die. But I can't live forever, I can't always be. One day I'll be sent on a beach by the sea. The pages keep turning, I lock off each day with a cross, and we'll laugh about all that we lost. Calendar girl, who's it lost to the world, stay alive. Calendar girl, who is lost to the world, stay alive. February, January, February, March, and April, I'm alive, I'm alive. June, July, August, September, October, I'm alive, I'm alive. December, October, November, December, I'm alive. He is settled down now. Whenever my cat gets like super upsies, I always just sings and she calms down. She always calms down. She loves singing. What other songs? I don't remember like some of the other songs. Like the song I was singing is actually from like the unofficial soundtrack. Well, not like the unofficial, kind of official. Like the webcomic writer James Roberts for this More Than Meets the Eye. He actually created like almost like a playlist of songs that he said fans should listen to for the series, and like they're fucking banging tunes and I love them. And that was one of them, Calendar Girls. Another one, Ooh, get me away from here, I'm dying. Play me a song to set me free. Nobody writes them like they used to, so it may as well be me. You're my own now after hours. You're my own now, what if I think of it this way? You could either be successful or be had. Without winning smiles of our heart, without catchy tunes or words. No, I'm photogenic, you know. We don't stand a chance. I didn't what I meant to say. It's all somewhere on starting rain. All against the lonely patterns, and to send my mind to wander into the windows of my lovers. They never know unless I write. It's so decorated. I just thought I'd let you know goodbye. Said the hero in the story. It is mightier than sword. I could kill you, sure, but I could only make you cry with these words. And cry with these words. Forgot to shade up here. I could only make you cry with these words. Cry with these words. Oh, get me away, I'm dying. 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 There. This looks pretty good. Save as. Finish stuff. Yes. We're gonna go back to go look up some reference images. Okay. G1. Star Scream. Save image. Skyfire. next to it. SkyStar. This dynamic is kind of cute. Oh my god, this artist is adorable. Ah! Show me where it is on Twitter. I need to know. Whose art is this? Oh my god, yes. Yes! More yes! Oh, it's this artist. Oh, okay. I'm following you now. Follow. Thank you. Get back. I'm favoriting all your art. Just going through your shit, just being like, I love this. Give me more. Bam. Megastar. Okay. I've got some reference images that I can pull up. Edit, change image resolution, 50, there. Let's go with a light purple, the backdrop, yeah. Yeah. Think I'm getting him? And then he's got like a headphone-y kind of thing, where it's like big headphones, and then it goes like down, like down. One thing that always made me sad, especially when I rewatch some stuff in G1, is like they have such a, like, him and Starscream have a backstory and stuff where, like, they were friends. Like, they were really, like, big friends. Like, almost to the point where people were like, they were definitely lovers. And, like, it's never mentioned. It's, like, mentioned in, like, their first episode where they meet again, and, like, then it's like never brought up again. It makes me super sad. Because I'm like, it's interesting. Like, Starscream had someone he cared about? What? Then they never bring it up again. It's super sad. What was Servo's like? I like how I pulled up reference shit and I'm not even looking at it. I'm just like, yeah. I'm just gonna look at fan art. That'll teach me everything I need to know. That's pretty basic, I think. Now what's his shoulders look like? They're circular down. Look at him. Yeah, Starscream's basically got much as I love his Armada design, I'm not focusing on his Armada design. Starts about a bit out of his head. I think this is super cute looking. It's kind of cheapied, but that's kind of the look I'm going for. I think he looks cute. I think they both look cute. This is a cute ship. I think this is like one of the first ships I ever got into with Transformers. Like, I remember I just seen the fandom talk about it, and then I watched the episode. And then literally, like, as soon as I finished watching, like, Fire in the Sky, I was like, yep, I understand why people ship this, and now I ship it. And it's so sad that that episode got so badly forgotten in the original show. Because, like, there could have been so much more. And he has, like, yeah, he has big, like, up wings, like this kind of deal. Like, there. Up, and they go straight down. adorable. And Starscream, he has, like... They're such a, like, cute looking couple. And, like, their backstory is so sweet. And, like, if you know Starscream, like, as a character, and, like, even just from his dramaticness, like, the idea that, like, he spent eons on a planet searching for this mech, and then returned to Cybertron, and was like, he's missing, we have to save him, and knowing that, like, basically, he must have been told no. Or had been, like, told not to, like, someone told him, or someone told someone, probably him, that, like, no, we're not gonna go find this mech. And that probably destroyed Starscream, because he's like, what, you have to go look for him, you have to. And then to learn that, no one was gonna do it. And I can see that, like, almost being, like, a motivation for him going evil, because he's like, bots didn't care when you disappeared. I cared. No one else did. And I think that's a cute little idea. We're gonna keep going with this chibi style. Ugh. Oh my god, my brain, my body, everything hates me right now. Ugh. Sorry, my arse is sore. Okay, let's go. Come on, pen. I think we're gonna chibify this a bit more. Actually, like, remember when I was talking about my OC Stargazer, how it, like, I rate her in different AUs, and in different AUs I always have different pairings. And, like, one of my things for, like, the G1 AU was that, like, I wanted to change a few dynamic bits. Like, in almost every version of her story, at least one Decepticon is, like, proven to be, like, not evil. And this one is definitely, like, Starscream and his Thrine. But, like, mostly Starscream gets redeemed. And, like, her big thing with Starscream, and she's, like... she's captured by Megatron, because Megatron's like, ha, ha, ha. I can, like, blackmail Optimus Prime, you know, his stupid schemes! And, Starscream's like, haha, like, no, you're not gonna hurt this youngling while I'm around, like, I'll look after her. After she insults Megatron to his face, he's like, okay, we're gonna take this youngling away before Megatron, like, destroys her. And, like, will make sure that she gets back to her people. And I love that idea. But, like, one of the reasons I want Starscream to be good is, like, he ultimately kind of feels, like, betrayed by Skyfire, and, like, he definitely thinks in a lot of ways, like, he's on the better side. He's like, these are the, like, a lot of the Autobots are part of the people that, like, that didn't save you, when I knew for a fact if we had just sent people back, more people, we could have saved you. And, like, that bothers him, especially that Skyfire went with the Autobots. It's like, you're betraying me? Like, I spent so long looking for you. I decided to basically fight the world in your memory, like, that kind of deal. And that's, like, most of their spiteful relationship comes from that. But, like, Skyfire's like, I don't understand. Like, this was my friend. I loved him. Why is he acting like this? And then over time, they just, like, slowly start talking again. Mostly because when Star finds out that she likes a Decepticon, she's kind of goes gung-ho and, like, this is my person, if anyone wants to see them. Or, like, the next time she sees them, instead of, like, viewing them as her enemy, she's, like, rushing up to them, like, how are you? Oh my god, it's been so long, I missed you! Hugs! And, like, that slowly opens up the conversation for, like, Skyfire and Starscream to begin talking and be like, why are you so angry? And he's like, well, you don't understand. You went with the people that left you to die. Like, that kind of deal. And then, like, certain things are open up, and, like, it's cute. It's part of the reason why I like, I don't know, I'm a sucker for redemption stories. And, like, Stargazer is definitely one of those characters where she has that, like, almost blissful innocence where she sees the best in people. And if, like, bots are nice to her, she's like, they're nice to me, they can't be evil. Very childish way of looking at things, but, like, in a lot of ways she's proven right, because she's like, this bot is good. And people are like, no, they're not. And she's like, yes, they are. They're misunderstood. And I think it's a very sweet thing. Especially when it comes to Transformers, because, I don't know. Transformers, like, one of my favorite things, memes that people go around to, is, like, anyone who's ever been, like, discriminated against almost, like, always, like, goes to the Decepticon side and is like, are they really that bad? Because in a lot of ways, like, in G1, definitely, it was definitely supposed to just be, like, generic, complete evil against other generic, good kind of deal. But, like, in the other series, it's very much, like, no, these people were oppressed. They saw society as wrong, and they took not like the most civil approach, but they were trying to change a system they saw as broken and liberate themselves. And I think, like, that is very divisive kind of deal. Like, what is it? One thing, like, anyone who has, like, a bit of empathy and, like, has been through traumatic things looks at the Decepticon cause and is like, but are they really the bad guys? And that's one of the things, like, I try to do. Like, there's always going to be some of them that are just irredeemable, evil, that kind of deal. But, like, a good chunk of them are just bots that are trying to do something right, but they go about it in not, I don't want to say the wrong way, but just, like, in not the best way. And then they get slowly pulled down a trap. don't know. Transformers is one of those stories where, like, the basic show was very simple, but over the years it's, like, evolved into something that's a lot more complex. Like in, the IDW verse, the comic that went, like, right alongside, like, More Than Meets the Eye. It was very interesting. Like, it handled Starscream in a very interesting and believable way as a man who was, like, basically, like, shattered and, like, torn apart by Megatron. Like, Megatron is an asshole. And, like, he gets his, like, kind of, I don't want to say comeuppance, but kind of, like, he gets shown how to do things the right way in More Than Meets the Eye, and, like, becomes a captain, and, like, kind of gets redeemed. And then you have Starscream, who everyone hates, and he's a little asshole, but at the same time, and you look back at what Megatron did to him, and you're like, oh shit! This is not a easy, cut and dry kind of thing. This is very much a complex issue. Because poor Starscream was definitely Megatron's whipping boy, as he says. Let's continue down. gonna be so much fun to color. Little chibi Starscream. He's so cute. splash of color in his arms. Actually, I'll do this and like the red. No, what was it? I can't remember the artist's name, but there was an artist that came up with like a SkyStar AU for animated, and I fucking loved it. Where like the Jet Twins were actually Skyfire and Starscream's like kids, and it was like perfect, and I loved it. If you don't know the origin of like the Jet Twins in anime, it's kind of fucked. They're basically experimented on against their will. It saved their lives because they almost died in an accident, but still, it's kind of fucked. And it's like, here are these cute little boys. We injected them with Seeker CNA, even though we don't exactly know what that will do. And yeah, here they are. We are going to force them into the military because we illegally experimented on them, and now they technically owe us their lives, and I hate it. The animated universe is one of those ones where I feel like the Autobots are definitely more of a, I need to re-examine you guys, because a lot of the details, especially when you can like look into it, it's kind of fucked. And then you're like, I wonder if the Decepticons are that bad. One of my favorite parts of that is like how like Megatron for like the longest time like refuses to either learn or just acknowledge that Optimus has a fucking name, and he's just like, you're a pain in my butt, tiny Autobot. Calls him Prime or something, but just refuses to fucking say his name, and I fucking love it, because that's the kind of level of spiteful I believe Megatron lives on. Yeah, the SkyStar AU the person did. It was beautiful. It's beautiful. As a fanfic writer who loves angst, that is my shit! One thing I find weird and I don't particularly like is like the Skyfire from like the Earthrise and like Siege AU universe. I don't know what it is about him. He freaks me the fuck out. I don't like him. I'm like, ugh. This isn't Skyfire. What have you done to him? What have you done to our sweet science baby? He has now become vicious. Don't fuck with me. At the same time, I understand people like to change the characters, because, like, there are only a few of them they really keep, like, entirely static, and even then, like, they still slightly change up the archetypes, but, like, still. I was like, I don't like this Jetfire. He's kind of an asshole. Like, even when he switches sides, he's still an asshole, and I'm like, no, please go away. You're a dick. Down there it's white, I believe. Yeah. This color's better for... Yeah, this looks a bit better. Come on. Yeah, do your saving thing. Meh. Still part of me does want to, like, I'm gonna just see what it looks like. This is all light too. No. I do his in like a lighter white. Yeah, that looks better. I think they look cute. Say, oh, son of a bitch, I've done this again. SkyStar Chibi Hug. forgetting to I've been forgetting to sign my work the last couple streams. I feel bad. So I'm making sure I sign these 2 pieces. Alright. It's been over 2 hours. I'm so sorry, I got very quiet near the end. I'm sorry, I was so focused on art. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed my stream. And if you want to see more of my streams, please subscribe to me here on Twitch. I'll be streaming on Sunday. I'll be doing Transformers G1 reactions. Those are funny. Trust me, it is so much fun to watch that show with you guys. I have so many visceral reactions to it. There's so much pausing and me yelling at the thing. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful time. So come watch it with me on Sunday. I stream that every Sunday. And I don't know what my schedule will be for the week coming up, but I will update you that on Sunday during my stream. I love you guys. Hopefully you guys are safe. Make sure to stay safe out there. Wear your mask, wash your hands, all that good stuff. If you want to know where to find me, you can find me on Twitter. That's where I post what time of day I'm streaming and post stream things that I'm streaming and other art-y stuff and just other stuff. I also have an Instagram, same thing, art, and that's mostly for art. Same with my DeviantArt account. I'm also on Fanfiction and not Native3, where you can read my DF Youngling series. What else? I'm on Tumblr. And also you can find all of these videos up on my YouTube channel. I put them up in about I try to put them up as soon as I can. I do art and then I do a thumbnail for it and stuff and post it on there. What else? Good job, brain, you have stopped working. Bah, bah. Good job, brain. Oh yeah, I also have a TikTok where it's mostly videos of my cat, me singing, random things like my Starscream impressions, and sometimes I post stream highlights, although I'm very forgetful for that, so I haven't been doing that lately because it takes a long time to edit my streams down into a bunch of 1-minute clips. Anyways, thank you guys, love you, hopefully I shall see you in my next stream, and stay safe out there. Oh yeah, and if you want to help support me and everything I do here on the internet, think about checking out my Kofi page to buy me a coffee. Coffee.com/Yashiroreaper. That's ko-fi.com/Yashiroreaper. I love you guys so very much. Stay safe out there, and I shall see you all in my next stream. Bye!
Like my brother said, you are like an angel to us, because if you weren't here, this wouldn't be happening anytime soon.
Proud of you, Maria.
I have no words to describe.
You got your future back.
Yeah.
We'll be gaming. I built you a great restaurant. You ready to see it?
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2,